What is going on, guys? My name is Cybers. I'm finally back. I've been away from you guys for a little bit. Took a bit of a break, and just took a bit of a break from this channel beforehand because I didn't really know what to do. But I decided to come back because something finally released, and I know I'm a little late to it, but it finally released that I have been waiting for a long time. Because if you guys know, I'm pretty sure I've said this quite a few times, that I'm a big Fluffle player, and I love Fluffles. And we finally got Patchwork, which is one of the best Fluffle cards we've ever had. And so I'm just here to do a little deck profile on what I think is the best mix for at least my play style of Fluffles. So basically just started off and all, 3 dogs, basic. It's your best search, does what you need it to do. Then 2 penguins, and sorry if I'm like flipping them like that, it's because I have to do it, otherwise it's inverted, and I don't want to do that to you guys because I feel like it'd be really annoying. But 2 Fluffle Penguins, easy. When you infuse material, you can draw 2 cards, discard 1. Works well for dropping an Edgem Chain into the grave or a Toy Venom into the grave if you want to get another search off. Works really well. 2 Fluffle Bears to get your Toy Venom on field. That's about all it does. We'll let you really use them for. Or you can even tribute them, get a poly back, but let's be real. Who does that? 2 Wings, basic. When they're in your graveyard and you got Toy Venom, you can banish them, another Fluffle. Draw a card, pop Toy Venom, draw another. Works really well. Best search thing in the game. Well, in Fluffles. 1 Fluffle Owl, just in case you need to pull that paw out of your hand, and it's just another Fluffle monster to fuse with. Fluffle Sheep, which even the first time I saw this card, I was thinking this is really bad, but he's not bad of a one-of, because you got Chain and Grave, and you summon your dog, and you special this, bounce dog to your hand, so you'll then get another summon off it later, and you get Chain back to your field. So really, you go from having 2 materials and not having anything to fuse with to having 3, and you got Chain. So I think it works well with 1. Cat, just recycle your poly. That's about all it does. I cut this back to 2. I did have a 3, but I think 2 is better now that Patchwork is out. So 2 King of Swamps, discard them, add a poly. I think it works much better that way, just because it works. Because you don't want to clog it. Because if you already have all your polys out of your deck, you can't play Patchwork. 3 Edgem Chains, just really useful card. Because when you use fusion, well, not even fusion material, just when you send from field or your hand to the graveyard, you can just search any Frightfur cards, such as Frightfur Patchwork. 2 Edgem Cotton Eaters. This is new, I think. I believe this is a new card. It's the Pendulums. We're just waiting on Angel. When we get Angel, Fluffles will probably see a lot more play, I think, because we're going to be able to Pendulum Summon, and then you can get off Dog's effect, Owl's effect. You can actually make links so much easier as well. You can just do so much shit once we get that, and I can't wait for it. But Cotton Eater at 2, because you can play them with both zones, 600 extra attack points, and you get to draw 2 then every time you fusion summon a Frightfur monster, which I just think is really good. And then finish off the monsters, just an Edge of Sabers, because you got to run a Sabers. That's what makes your Wolf and your Tiger plays. For the spells, obviously, 3 Toy Vendors, just because it's your basic. Best spell probably in the game, other than Patchwork, or in Fluffles. Discard a card, draw a card. If it's a Fluffle monster, reveal it. It's about to summon it. If not, it goes to the grave. And when it's destroyed, you get to search an Edge of Sabers, or a Fluff monster. 2 polys, just because it's poly. You need it to fusion summon. 1 fusion substitute, which counts as your 3rd poly. Not much to say about that. Just when it's in the grave, you can banish it. Return a fusion from your grave to extra deck, draw a card. Useful. Recycler. 2 Frightfur Fusions. I don't really use this often. The best thing I use this for is for banishing off of, what is it called? Frightfur Factory. And then if my opponent doesn't completely destroy my board, I then get this back and then just kill him with it, really. It's mostly what you do with it. 2 Fusion Recoveries. Just good for recycling your material and your polys. Not much to say about it. And then the new card, 2 Frightfur Patchworks. I have some people tell me, like, yeah, you should run at 3, but I think 3 clogs way too much, because at that point, you'll definitely already have a poly in your hand. And Chain does search this, so I think 2's much better, because, like, if you open with one of them, you play it, you get poly, you get Chain, you fusion with them, boom, you get the other one in your hand, you're set. And if you run the OTK like me, then most likely your opponent's going to be dead at that point. And that's really what you want to do, is just kill him as fast as you can. This is now at 2. It was at 3. I cut it for a second cotton eater. It's 2 fulls rare goods just because by the time I got the third one, I'd already have all 3 toy vendors in grave, and so it wouldn't do anything for me. Or I'd have the fusion substitute in hand, because that's another thing you can send off this, because it's still very viable in grave. But I think 2 is much better because I get 1, I play it, I send the toy vendor, I get the search, I draw the other later in the game, if it even lasts into the game. Play it, toy vendor to grave, get it a search. And it works I think it works much better too. And then for the one-ofs, you got Upstart Goblin. No, everyone knows what that does. Called by the Grave. I run this in 1 just for the fact of if your opponent plays them hand traps, you want to stop them, because if they try and draw and knock you, you just call by the Grave. They can't do draw and knock for the rest of the game, for the rest of that turn. And if you're OTKing, that works perfect, because then they can't stop you. Twin Twisters, just in case you want to get rid of some back row. You can also drop chain off it, which is useful. Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn, and it's awesome to have back. Frightfur Factory, banish a Frightfur. Banish a fusion card from your graveyard, which can include things like fusion recovery, which I love, and then fusion summon with materials in your hand or field. And when it's destroyed, you can turn a Frightfur fusion spell card. I think that's what it says, right? Yeah, add 1 Frightfur fusion. Target 1 of your banish Frightfur fusions added to your hand, which that's been bought. It's just really useful. Oops, sorry about that. It's just really good and useful. I like it a lot. It's good at 1. And then for the last card. In the main deck, we got Foolish Burial, just because it's foolish. It'll put an edge imp in the grave if you want to Frightfur Fusion with it. It'll put your wings in the grave if you want to toy vendor with it. It's just nice. It's nice of a one-off. On to the extra deck. 3 Sabertooths, just because it's Sabertooth. It really makes the OTK happen, especially now with Lynx. Frightfur monster plus 2, 1 or more Fluffal or Edge imp monsters. You make it 3, it becomes invincible. Gives all Frightfurs 400 attack points. Very useful. 3 Frightfur Tigers, just because if it's like that top deck with Frightfur Fusion, and then you make this, and then you just blow up your opponent's board, and it's just useful with 3, I think. I think it's better to run at 3 than 2, because if you go 1, they stop it, and then you make another one later, they stop that, and then you top deck with that Frightfur. If you only got 2, you ain't got nothing to do with it then. It's just a nice thing to be able to pull out if you have nothing else and just wipe your opponent's board if you can, because let's not lie, we all love wiping out our opponent's board. It's fun. So yeah, you can destroy cards in your opponent's field up to the number of fusion materials used for it, and it gives all Frightfur monsters 300 attack points for each Frightfur and Fluffal monster on the field. I like Frightfur Tiger. He's one of my favorites, but not as much as this guy. Frightfur Kraken, 1 Edge imp, 1 Fluffal monster. I love him because he's just generic with the Fluffals. You can make 2 attacks. You can send a card to graveyard, which is different from destroying. And at the end of the battle phase, if he battled this turn, you can switch him to defense mode. And he's got a 3k booty, so why not? 1-ups in the extra deck. Frightfur Sheep, just because it's a little wall. It's about all he does. He boosts himself to 2800 when he comes back. It's not really that great, but he's nice at a 1-up. I've used him quite a few times. Frightfur Wolf, just in case, like, you say your opponent goes ahead and your opponent Black Rose Dragon to the board, destroys everything. They leave nothing on board. You top deck a Frightfur Fusion. Boom, you got game with that. That's about all you do with him. Frightfur Daredevil, just because he's actually pretty good. He's generic again, an Edge imp and a Fluffal monster. Destroys a monster by battle and send it to the graveyard. You can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent, which is pretty good if you can inflict that much damage to them, just from attacking and getting that damage. I actually just realized he has the opposite stats as Kraken. But, yeah, and when he's sent to the graveyard, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent equal to the number of Frightfur monsters in your graveyard. And for the last card, we have Mrs. Radiant, just a Fluffal, generic Link monster. 2 Earths, give all your Earths 500 attack points, and when destroyed, you basically get back your dog. That's mostly what you use for this. But, yeah, so that's it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Subscribe, check out more stuff, check out some other videos, I guess, while you're here. That's really it. Thanks.